have an open, barring an open miss, we're going to have an open first end. Jen. What's your thought process in first ends of big games? I mean, this isn't a playoff game, but essentially it kind of is. What do you go into these games thinking about, Jen?
Pressure on it, usually when the ice is at the best. So I have to like going after it first end. If you do have to get a steal or things don't go your way, there's still lots of game left. It's also start with a little bit of punch.
I thought you might say that. I feel the same. And generally, to me, you see the teams that feel more comfortable in that situation. Maybe the more experienced teams try and put a little bit extra pressure on the other side, but there's different theories, not right or wrong, just different. If you did, I would think you're not as smart as I thought you were. I can build Lego, not well, but that's about the extent. And I'm always jealous of anybody that takes the time to learn that kind of stuff. Maybe someday, Jen, I'll prove to you that you married the right guy, and I'll build you something. Maybe like a three-legged, probably a four-legged stool, because that's easier, no angles. Jose being asked for the corner guard now, a little later after the free guard zone's already gone, but because Alberta slips so deep in the rings, and it does stop, so and the team is going to ignore it. I didn't see this coming. I'm just going to throw. If you're going to ignore it, I think you throw a center guard, which is throwing one in top 4 foot here, Jen. Just kind of saying to Alberta, to Quebec, we don't think you can make the hit and roll. You could just go around the corner too, because it would be second shot. That's what I expected to see, and but we'll see how this plays out. And of course, Sherry Pickering, for those of you who joined us earlier in the week, is the daughter of, I know him as Pee Wee Pickering, and Randy pulled out the picture of the highest backswing ever in curling. If I did that, I think I would probably break my arm, my shoulder, maybe my neck. That's an interesting story there. And Tina's dad and Sherry's dad played together back in the Briars, I believe, in the 60s, mid-60s. I'm not going to make the roll the correct way, the preferred way. I'm not going to make the roll anywhere because we flashed that one. Unforced error, and Tina knew something I didn't. So it was the late 60s, early 70s they played together. They're actually runner-up in 68 Kelowna, BC, and 70 in Winnipeg. So pretty cool that their daughters are now playing together and seeing if they can win a Canadian championship. First third stone here now for Team Alberta, and trying to throw it guard just past the Everest logo. As predicted, the Everest Lounge last night was a little busier than it had been. Everybody keeps playing though, even the teams that didn't make the championship pool. They're playing in the seeding pool, and they were there, some of them, and I'm not super excited that they had to play 8:30 this morning, but hey, they should have made some more shots, I guess. A bit light there and doesn't get the intended line. If that was more speed on that, it would have ended up on a better line. But another chance for Quebec to hit and roll buried. Jose Friolet, who watched this team last year. This is the team that was runner-up last year, Jen, in Nova Scotia. Get this one curling again, though. Will it get by the top? No, it won't. A couple of uncharacteristic misses. This Quebec team is a solid solid team all around, but a solid hitting team. So maybe some first end jitters. I don't know, but not a typical start for Quebec just as of yet. Opportunity for Alberta though. Jose feel they can make up for that first miss. Maybe roll right on top of shot rock here would be good, or roll behind the corner guard. Still good. Chance for a double at the back. This spot really curls, Jen. That was out there, and trying to make it curl so it hits it thin enough to catch the other one. Doesn't do that. Rolls too far and leaves Alberta line 2. Looks like it rolled just out of the ring, so no danger for Alberta. They can throw the guard here if they so choose. The 1990 Canadian Junior Champion, Team Saski, 91 World Junior Bronze medalist. There's just too much to remember, gentlemen. We've got too much curling knowledge to remember it all. And this one, another one sliding in too far and continually letting Quebec off the hook. But need to make the double now, I would think, this late in the end. Chantal's going to want to make this double on the middle two. If you hit either one first, just missing the top one will probably be the best result. If you hit the top one first, one slightly higher, quite easy to spin up. Maybe depending on how hard she throws it, right? But in any event, a pretty reasonable chance at a double here. And if she makes it, then she'll have an open shot for one. And maybe she'll catch a break. Maybe if Athena can't hit and stay, maybe she'd be worried about the jam and hit and roll out. And that could have a chance at the blank. I do think that yellow one at the side there, backside 12, but I think that's out. So Chantal Osmond gives a lot of credit to Dave Merklinger for coaching her back in the day when Dave lived in Ottawa. This has got to curl a little bit. I'm not going to make the double, just going to maybe bump it over a little bit. I think if she were to nose it, might have the double, might be able to, I think she'll be able to nose the left one. So I don't mind this. Hit and roll into it, maybe even spin up, and if you could ever line them up straight on, you may force Chantal and Team Quebec to throw the draw. Could roll to a place here where there might be a triple. Chantal's having a look there. Is that one in? She rolls to give me a triple. What's the story? Let's see if the team can get this one online and hit and stay. Don't want to jam it, so. This is close to exactly what I mentioned there. Yeah, I think she might have set up a triple here. I think the other turn is much easier, not just because of the curl, but both the angle is better as well. So If this was somebody like Kevin Cooey throwing it, I think we'd see a blank end here, Jen, as long as the shooter didn't stick on the side and hit about a half a rock. I think that definitely hits the back one. It's just a matter of if it sticks. What do you think?
I agree. I think
And the third on the center line side. Make the double. If you're going to throw this hit for Chantal, this is probably going to give up a steal. You could hit and roll in for a shot. That's probably what she's playing, but wants to err on the side of nose and field one. Can't roll out and give up two here, that's for sure. This is a spot where they've over curled over and over again this end already. Looks like a steal of one.
It will only be a steal of one. Over to Quebec and then over again.
At every OK Tire store, you'll find a local owner who lives in your community, proudly offering full auto service. And when you shop with us, you're shopping local. OK Tire. Service, repair, and tires. It's going to be okay.
I love that sport, that we're able to travel the world with friends and family and experience the journey with fans as well. The sport demands so much, whether it's fine motor skills or both physically and mentally taxing. And it's just a fun social sport that you're able to kind of make an extended family all over the world.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
Welcome back, curling fans. We are live in the second end. Team Alberta with a steal of 1 point in the first. A bit of a shaky start for Team Quebec. Some misses on the Alberta side as well. A couple of chances to throw some guards and really put some pressure on Quebec, but a high guard didn't curl enough, and then a couple into the rings. But long story short, it's 1-0 for Team Alberta, and Quebec will try and get some offense going here. It's been such an incredible week this week. Ice is fantastic. Communities come out to support the club and these tremendous athletes, and of course Everest Funeral Concierge, the best sponsor in curling, has made absolutely certain that it's impossible, regardless of what happens on the ice, it's impossible not to have a good time here. Even bringing in the voice of curling, Stu Brown, announcing before the games. And I know for me personally, you hear Stu doing the announcements, you know it's an important game. So center guard this end from Alberta, I think that was meant to be in the rings, but Corey was just a little bit light, but that is a good spot. And now we'll see lead Sylvie Daniel being asked to play the out-turn come-around by Chantal Osborne. And Sylvie and Chantal, longtime partners, been married I think 10 years, but together for a long, long time. Chantal introduced Sylvie to curling. So Chantal has been the most influential person in Sylvie's life when it comes to curling. So they must have decided that wasn't on the center line beforehand, because it did move it a little bit, and if it moves it off the center line, the shooter comes off and the other one goes back. So a chance for Corey to make this come around and set up Team Alberta to put some more pressure on Quebec at this end. Corey also married a curler, not advisable. These curlers are crazy, I find, but she married, I believe it's Sean Morris, 1994 Canadian Junior Champion. Played with Scott Pfeiffer and Colin Davison. Ended up going on to win the World Championship, a crazy Canadian Junior final. That might have been I think it was 1994. A little heavy on that come around, but closing down the scoring area here. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were listening. Great decision for you, for sure. Fantastic decision for me, though. Lots of curling love stories on the ice. Skip Dan Sherrard of the Canadian Club Champions met his wife at his first Canadian Club Championship. This one's pretty good. Not quite buried, not shot rock, but something that probably Alberta doesn't want to leave there. I wasn't sure what Etsina was doing there. She was trying to see how much they could see, and she put the broom kind of on the wrong side, had a bit of a laugh at herself. Oh, sorry, this might be a little bit better. Forward weight for Sherry Pickering. Don't want to jam this, so the only place to roll is broom side. If you make this well, you're probably going to roll to the side 8 foot. Open up that freeze again, but really no choice. She got this one curling. Sweepers are doing a great job of holding it, Jen. I think we're going to get it by, but will it jam on the back? And it does hang on.
Big right there from the back.
Really good. Perfect roll. Not quite far enough, but problems for Alberta. Do those guards line up on the back one, Jen? And if so, you might want to consider cleaning that up, because leaving that one top 8 behind the stagger is... Looks like if you hit it, you'd have to hit it on the out-turn high side, and that would leave that yellow guard there anyway, and that's not a good thing because that's Quebec stone. So I'm gonna switch gears. She's thinking if we hit the open one, they might go around again, and we might be in the same, maybe even a worse situation. So maybe with a nice draw here from Sherry Pickering, we can have our blue one in a spot that's hard to remove and that we can use to remove shot rock. So aggressive call, tough freeze because it's so close to those guards. It's only in the top 8 foot. And a little heavy here, gonna bounce off, bury that back shot rock, and big opportunity now for Quebec, Jen.
It does look like the runback is possible on this one. We might even consider rolling this open, Brent, and just trying to protect your 2.
Yeah, that's merit in that for sure. Really got to go here. Marie Jose's got this one inside. Might hit it so thin she rolls right into her other one. Gonna spin up. Not bad at all. No easy doubles. What's more important here, Jen, the roll or the double in that back one? I guess it's almost in a spot where you make the roll, the double happens, depending on the weight you throw, right? So pick the weight where if you do make the roll, you do make the double. 2 for 1 special. We're interested here. This is close. Made a big move. Did it roll too far and jammed it? So you can see if she had have hit that a little thicker, she would have rolled less and would have made that back double. So they picked the right weight. Now, Jen, I really like to roll away. She'll probably be in front of the tee line, but what is Alberta going to do next? If you roll right to the button there, they'll really have no choice but to freeze on one on the button. They'll be able to get second shot probably and really close down the scoring area. What does Alberta do if they hit and roll away here? A lot of sweeping here by both teams the first couple ends. This is close. This is perfect for the shot called, I think. Just rolled too far. Tricky one here, though. You can see the roll is available, but roll away. Doesn't want to take on getting that close to that top 4-foot yellow. She might tick and then not kill anything. Right out of her hand, a big yell from Tina. That's. She changed her mind, but she must have thought she was inside. Important to stick around here. You don't want to let Quebec draw one to where they want to. Does not stick around. That's a lot of weight for that shot, Jim. I don't know how you feel, but I do know how you feel actually on this. I think it's important as a team to decide, based on ice conditions and your skill level and sweeping and everything, what is our most accurate hit weight for the hits and rolls, hits and stays. And I think for most people, it's lighter than they think. Probably like a board, heavy board. Start throwing normal, and it's really made or missed out of your hand a lot of the time. The softer the weight is, the more you can manipulate it with range. And the more room you have for error. And I don't know about you, Jen, but I want a lot of room for error. Good line, but don't want to be behind the T line here. Don't want to be behind the T line there. And if it is, you need to sweep it to the back 12 foot, which is what they're trying now. He left it in a spot where Alberta can freeze for shot rock and at least momentarily get totally out of this end. Really good shot here from the team forward, however. That's another one, Jen, where I would have considered drawing open side. But Quebec, notoriously fairly aggressive, and if you made a good draw there, what's the team going to do? Freeze for third shot? Probably not, but see if Alberta can get this one in a good spot. Take an end away and put some pressure on Quebec all at the same time. It sounds like you, a good game-winning shot. Yeah, the two best Chinese joints in Thunder Bay were the two curling clubs, right? For years. The line is good unless it's really heavy. It's tight, if anything. This looks good, Jen. Doesn't quite. Oh, I called her a Tina Ford too. Sorry, Wade. Another curling couple. So it doesn't quite get it frozen. So a fantastic shot and lots of pressure on Quebec now. But if Quebec does get this one kind of in a spot where they could corner freeze it and remove it, I'm not sure if Tina would throw a guard or what she would do. I was going to say we were talking when I was commentating by myself, Jen. It sometimes does feel like me, myself and I. Chantel says her greatest curling memory, she's got to go to a nationals playing with her mom and obviously playing with her partner here, and she said, but one of the greatest was winning the Welton Beauchamp back in 1998. And talked a little bit about that one. You must have played in that one a couple of times, Jen. It didn't last long after those years. It unfortunately died out in the early 2000s, but what does feel that way? It was legendary. It still is legendary. This is tight. I don't know why they stopped sweeping this one. This one must be really heavy if they don't want to sweep it. Oh, no. Gotta be very careful here if you're Alberta. Yeah, that moved it a little bit and made the angle a little bit better so that there is a spot you can hit that yellow-blue combo into the left side if you're looking at the smaller screen here. Hit the in-turn, hit the yellow one, looks like about half, maybe 3/4. And it might even be nose, but I can't tell from here. And then that goes back, hits the left side of the yellow and pokes that blue right through the hole. And I think there's a shot for 3, maybe probably even 4. How what that looks like to you, Jen? Now you'd have to hit it a little bit on the in-turn high side as we're looking at it, as we look down towards the home end. So it has to bring this one in the house. Long story to say, this one needs to be in the house, and that's what she was calling, freeze top 4. If she happened to come right down to the face of hers, not something you'd probably call, but that would be a great shot as well. I don't know if Chantal can see enough of that second shot still on the top of the 4 foot to play that in-turn chase, bump it. Probably she can, for 1 for sure. Mine looks fantastic. Did end up putting that in a really good spot. Really, really tough double. Jams everywhere. What do you like, Jen? Took away that trick shot we were talking about too. You gotta try and pick that and clip the blue, and it looks like it's just dead nut jams, but somehow get that blue one out, or you're drawing the side of the button to give out Alberta 1. 2 fantastic shots from Tina Ford Johnson. And I think it's probably going to be the draw, or you got to hit like an inch of that one and pick it out of there. Pick your poison. Both are terrible. Or you could hit that yellow one, I guess. That might be the easiest way to cut them to 1, as much as that's not an easy shot. In turn, get close to the guards with board weight or something and chip that top blue one out of the 4 foot. Yeah, or straight. Ooh, that's really hard. Yeah. I think this is the easiest shot, hitting this yellow one, but I think it's throw control weight, heavy board, and just hit any piece of it. And the top blue will squirt sideways out of the 4 foot. And blue will still steal 1. Sylvie sees something here. Now that trick shot might still be the easiest way not to give up more than 1. It's hard though. It might just feather the top one. I mean, you're gonna need some speed, right? Sneaky good. So here it comes. She's going back to the little bump. This is a very, very difficult shot. I think she thinks she can maybe even make this for 1, which might be possible, but holy smokes. High risk of a 2, steal of 2 here. This is very close to the right line. Gonna get a piece of it. Is it heavy enough to spin that blue one out? What a great shot by Chantal Osborne, and saves the day and holds Alberta to 1, but back-to-back steals to start the game for Team Alberta. When we come back after this quick race to the Everest Senior Curling Championships, Alberta will be up 2-0.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
One of the best leagues in this field. Tons of experience, loves repetition. That's usually one of the key factors.
Not panic time yet for Quebec, but the momentum is certainly in Alberta's favor. But a big shot there from Chantal to cut Alberta down, which should build some confidence and build a little bit of momentum. So 2 points, multiple score here would go a long way, but just want to stop the steel train first and foremost. Get on that run where you just, it's a death by 1,000 cuts, just slowly bleeding out. Another steal here would feel like that. Gotta stick around here. I'm gonna quite nose it, but I think we'll stick around. Got Everest royalty rolling into town today, I hear, Jen. Not very many CEOs come out to all of these events that their company supports, but Mark Duffy is a special guy for sure, and he's coming to town, loves to meet all the athletes, shake their hands.
Making a glass of red wine and
potentially
celebrate their successes. He's just a wonderful guy.
He's just making the short trip. He was just in Istanbul, Turkey, so he said it was kind of on his way back to Texas. Not quite, but that is where he was recently. Good hit and roll there to really kind of negate that corner guard in a lot of ways. Hard to get around that. Now, even if you did, the lineup is really good for Alberta. So I can't tell from here if they hit this on the nose and stay there, whether or not they'll be in the rings. I think they will. They leave about a 10-inch double, but needs to be made. Got another tight throw here. And Ravi Jose, this is long gone.
Try to get the one in the house.
Whether the blue make the one in the middle,
Oh.
tough hole to go through, but Marie Jose is just looks like her in-turn is not as crisp as she wants it to be. Right out of her hand, it's kind of curling, and when you do that on ice like this, where there's already lots of curl, it's exaggerated, and it's the one thing you really can't. There's two things you really can't afford to do on fast swingy ice. You can't be heavy, and you can't be inside. So another chance for Alberta now to throw a guard up here. Sherry Pickering being asked by Tina to Throw a guard right on that Everest Funeral Concierge logo, but I think we're heavy again here. There is a triple here. Get the highlight recording reel ready, Jennifer.
Go to half rock, Brent.
Pretty close, yeah. Maybe a little thicker, hard to tell. Make that top double. Open up the corner guard. If you get the one on the forefoot, that's awesome too. Really need to make a double here though. See if Maddie Chaussee can get one out to the broom.
Miss the back one, and that's the problem. It's an all or nothing. You try that running back. You just play the hit and roll in. Forces over to the hit, and then you have an open shot at shot rock.
All right, Jen, I'm back. A little technical difficulty on my end. Almost never happens to me. I am a technical genius. More pressure from Alberta this entire end, really, and getting late now, so Tina Ford Johnson make a really good guard here. There's going to be really nowhere for Chantal to draw to, so it's going to be a choice of run it back, open it up, or try to make a freeze and set up a run back for two or something, or a run back for one. Sweepers are making me think this one's heavy, though. Don't want to be in the house here. So chance.
Double and a roll, Brent.
No, No, I mean, not to eliminate both, definitely not. You'd have to throw, I mean, there is, you have to throw it super, super hard. But realistically, as long as Chantel stays somewhere in the rings here, she's going to have a shot for one, because probably Atina's going to have to deal with this. But the only thing, I hate to put it out in the universe, if she kind of hits and rolls to the broom, jams it and rolls the back one in behind, it's going to leave her a tough shot no matter what Atina does. So see if she can make the double and get her team out of some trouble here. That's tight though. Sweeping to hold it here. Sylvie's working hard to see if we can keep this on the nose. If we've missed the double, we should roll it wide. We're going to roll out. Oh no. Quebec just not been sharp so far. We saw them earlier in the week and they were quite sharp. Alberta, this is to Alberta's advantage. Now you want to probably come right in the rings, Jen? What do you like here?
I like coming in almost putting it to where it was.
Try and keep it a little more in front of it, like dead lined up would be good so that the double's a little bit trickier. In the rings for sure. If you leave this short, then probably Chantel's going to play that angle raise on the yellow, which is a tough shot, but it's her rock, so if she sticks it, she scores. If she rolls out, that there's no steal, so that's why it's important to put this one in the house. See if Atina can give Corey and Sherry the same weight as her first one, just a little bit wider, and it looks like the line's better. This one looks even heavier though.
Right, 2 shots down. Looks up, not bad actually, Brent.
There is a blank available, depending on how hard Chantel wants to throw this. Make the double here, just a little bit on the high side, on the broom side, and worst case you score 1. If it rolls out, great, get the blank, but Quebec might be thinking that they want to get rid of this hammer. Things aren't going that well for them with the hammer yet, so sometimes you just want to switch it up, score 1 just to get rid of that hammer and be the first one to maybe put some pressure on Alberta by getting some center guards up and some action around the button. The difficult shots continue for Chantel though. Close. Needs to curl a little bit, but not very much. Great shot from Chantal Osborne. Quebec will get on the board. Single point here in the third end. It's going to be 2-1 Alberta heading to the fourth end. We'll be right back after a quick break.
In senior curling championships. Featuring Alberta and Quebec on this women's draw. Nice shot from Chantal Osborne. and Team Quebec important to get the score on the board, but Alberta will lead 2-1.
Seen more than what I would say, more than the normal amount of misses from both teams, but Alberta's managed to keep the pressure on. Chance here for Quebec. I mean, I know that's Corey made a good come around. It's pretty buried, but it's not as deep into the house as she would like. So that kind of operates as another center guard. So we'll see if Sylvie can get one right to the button, buried behind both of those. While we're watching, let's get a quick update for you on around the rink here. So we're going to find out if I'm again incorrect. We'll see if the men's pool of death, see how they do against the other pool here. And Team Nova Scotia's up 4-1 on Newfoundland and Labrador. Saskatchewan continues to roll 3-0 over New Brunswick, playing the third. Manitoba's up 3-1 on BC. And Prince Edward Island is up 2-1 on Quebec. So some good games going on there on the men's side. Yeah, I think if you're Alberta, you don't love this setup, and you're drawing it like two. This one's really taken off.
Heavy, but the way they were walking beside it.
Kind of just rub here. But if you're Quebec, this is an interesting setup. You know, staggered guards in the middle. You're one good draw away from a potential steal here, but we'll see how this end plays out. Update from the ladies. Ooh, Team Saskatchewan and the ladies for the first time this week has got some adversity. They started off with the hammer and gave up steal of three, followed by a steal of two, and then they answered with two back. They're down 5-2 to Manitoba. That would be a big win for Manitoba, who's coming in with 3 losses already. Can't really afford any more. Team Froud from Ontario up 3-2 with the hammer against BC. Of course, our game here, and then Northwest Territories and Nova Scotia are tied at 1. So lots of action here. If you're in the province of British Columbia, get in your car and get on down to the Vernon Curling Club. Come on down for a sociable with Stu Brown and the rest of the athletes and fans, and check out the best senior curling action that Canada has to offer. So you can see here, Atina's not happy with all the junk out front, as we call it in curling. Wants to clean this up a little bit. So see if Sherry Pickering can get rid of a couple of yellows here. Needs to curl. And she's just going to pick the top one, which is better.
I still think you throw another guard though if you're Team Quebec, Brent, don't you?
I don't hate that idea.
Pocket, I like that.
Yeah, I don't love hitting this because then they're going to be so close together and nothing protecting it. If you're going to make a different play other than the guard, I like tapping the one that Chantel's broom is on. Tap that in behind the angle or straight back or even straight come around. But this is fine. You can leave 3 yellows in really good spots. They're just going to be so close together that I think Alberta will have a good chance of getting rid of most of them.
A lot of weight against
Sweeping it hard, going to stick around. That might slide out the back door and leaves a double at the top. So you can see that was a tough shot, very close by Maddie Jose, but not quite what they had in mind. And Alberta, I don't know if you could hear it, I couldn't, but I did. It's that sigh of relief. Okay, we can get out of this bit of a mess here in the fourth end and get this broom side, make the double, lots of weight. Looking pretty good here, Jen. Success.
Very nice shot. They left the center guard, but got rid of those yellows.
You can tell it was walking up like she was going to hit that. That would surprise me, yeah. I had second thoughts and asked Jose to draw around to the tee line, top 4 foot buried, and again, try and put some pressure on Alberta. If the weight is good, this is on a pretty good line. Needs to curl a bit. Oh, definitely needs to curl. We're starting to see the ice straighten up a little bit, Jen.
Yeah, it's not quite having that same finish if you have the right rotation. That's if you have buried.
Yeah.
Ice is fabulous.
It is, absolutely. It's not uncommon in any competition, arena, curling club, or otherwise, to see as the week goes on, the ice gets just a little bit straighter, whether that's because the rocks are kind of getting a little bit smoother, worn out from their last texturing, or I don't know the answer. I can make up some stuff, but we'll just leave it that we do see that happen. And arena settings, especially Briars, Scotties, you see in the finals quite often it gets a little bit straighter and a little bit faster. Tough to adjust to if you've never experienced it. Okay, this one nicely. Weight is nice for Shannon, getting that. And rolls well away from that center guard. Beck not willing to ignore it at this point, only down 1. And
Probably hit and stay here, Brent.
would Alberta ever, even if they do, if they're successful, they hit and stay, would Alberta ever come around that center guard knowing it's their color?
I would, but I'm not sure.
I think it's worth a shot.
There's a lot of weight on the takeout again. I think it's gonna stay.
Good shot there, and let's see if Alberta, because the problem is she's gonna split it. Okay, it's a tough shot, but makeable. The reason I don't like the hit, I like the freeze more than I like the hit. The hit, often you're gonna roll a little bit, and if you roll a little bit on the outside, you're gonna roll out. And then come back late in the end. Chantal's gonna get a chance to come around, so I like doing something other than hitting that.
They're always so hard to get the weight in the line right.
To make this one, you need backline weight. It's not one of those, so often, Jen, we see teams say, okay, let's play the split, but just T-line weight. Just in case when we go by, I don't want to be through the rings. And it's not enough weight to make the shot. This needs to be backline, especially because it's not enough just to split them into the rings. They have to be both full 12. So the line looks really good. I don't know that this is heavy enough, though. Case in point. So a great shot. Got them both in the rings, but not quite lying two. Just needed like a couple of feet more weight here, and would have been lying two. So good call, and a good situation for Alberta. Not a lot of risk here. Although the rocks are in the 12 foot, and a little mistake here. If they could ever get Chantal and Team Quebec to nose this rather than rolling in, they would have the opportunity to hit and lie two.
This is again a lot of weight. I don't think it's going to get there.
So strategy pays off here for Team Alberta. Chance to hit and lie two.
it, Brendan. It's very difficult. And to make sure you roll on the ring.
Just needs to stick anywhere in the rings. Quite a bit of room to roll inside, no room to roll outside. Pretty good. Making a move now, but I think she's going to be okay here, Jen.
Now what do? Do you play that long double or do you freeze, Brendan?
I don't like the freeze. I could buy into the hack weight hit and roll. Oh, I don't. That's tight ice. I mean, personal preference, skill set. The hack weight hit and roll is very makeable. This is tight ice for that, though. I think she's throwing it harder, but she doesn't have any air here by the guard. She's going to need to get extremely close to the guard if she's going to roll underneath. But let's see what Chantal has for us here. She's changing her mind, I think. Yeah, she can't see any air, so she's thinking, let's just play the double. So all or nothing. You either make this double or you don't. And if you don't, then Alberta draws the rings for 2. And if you do, then Alberta probably are going to, unless you make it across the face, Alberta's going to have a wide open blank, I believe. But let's see what happens here. And this one's long over curled. She's flashed this, folks. And a huge mistake, Chantal, and totally uncharacteristic mistake there from her. And now an open draw to the rings for 3 points and a commanding 5-1 lead for Team Alberta heading into the break if they can just hit the rings. I would throw the intern draw here, Jen.
Trying to avoid that yellow at all costs.
And the blue one. You can't run into either of those. Looks like the dead perfect draw to the button path on the intern side. This is a bit of a different path. We are on the 4th end. Speed should be fine. Maybe Atina prefers her out turn. Maybe they just know this spot better. Actually, what Ontario's doing, dancing on the backboards behind another team's sheet here. What do you think of that, Jen? Seems odd. So here it comes. I haven't really had a broom on it. Makes me a little nervous. Past it now, and they're trying to, though. Uh-oh. Will it hold on? Hands go in the air. Did we accidentally make it? We did. 3 points for Alberta, and a big turning point in this game. 5-1. Team Alberta over Team Quebec heading to the break. We'll be back after a couple-minute break here to the Everest Senior Curling Championships.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
At every OK Tire store, you'll find a local owner who lives in your community, proudly offering full auto service. And when you shop with us, you're shopping local. OK Tire. Service, repair, and tires. It's going to be okay.
Welcome back to the Vernon Curling Club. I'm Brent Lang, joined by Jennifer Jones at the Everest Senior Curling Championships. This is the Canadian Championship for the senior curlers of our great country, 50 years and above. Lots of veterans on the ice, lots of great action. I understand we're having some technical difficulties. Our apologies. We're doing the best we can. I promise you, when you can't hear us, we're saying something really smart. That's probably when we're saying our best stuff, but I hear we've been in and out. Hopefully those technical difficulties can be taken care of, but we'll keep talking like you can hear us until somebody tells us otherwise. But a good game here, mostly a game told, you know, the tale of the tape so far, Jennifer, has really been a game of misses, which we haven't seen. We've seen misses. I mean, curling's always going to be a game of misses, but this one's, there's been some open hits that have been missed, lots of guards thrown in the rings, just not their best yet, but Alberta finding a way to build a 4-point lead here, 5-1. So they're still in their fourth end break here, eating their snacks and hydrating and, you know, plotting their plan for the second half of the game. Quebec, how are we going to come back? And Alberta, are we going to hold on, or are we going to keep the hammer down? But let me try and update you around the rings as well while we have a little break in our action. So Team Manitoba, I don't know, that Bison, you let them in the playoffs and sometimes they get on a roll. They are up 8-2 at the break over undefeated Nancy Martin and Team Saskatchewan. Not to say that there's any big surprises when you get down to the final 8, but that one was one that Manitoba needs the win, and so does Saskatchewan. Manitoba cannot afford to go to 4 losses. I would think that's probably too many. British Columbia trailing Ontario. Ontario up 1 with the hammer, 3-2, playing the fifth end. And we've got our score here, 5-1 Alberta, Quebec, of course. And Northwest Territories and Nova Scotia, tight checking battle. Lots of defense being played there. I can't see the sheet, but the score tells me that. 2-1 at the break. Nova Scotia trailing Northwest Territories, with Nova Scotia with the hammer in the fifth end. See if we can get us some men's scores here. Nova Scotia up 4-3. Paul Fleming and his crew at 5-1. They're up 4-3 with the hammer into the fifth end against Newfoundland and Labrador. Looks like New Brunswick has tied it up with a steal against Saskatchewan. Got a deuce and then a steal of 1 in the fourth. So tied 3-3. Battle of the two of the favorites. Manitoba, Dave Bomer up on British Columbia, 3-2 with the hammer entering the fifth end. And Team Quebec came back in a big way. We're trailing by 1 and took 3 in the fourth to go up 4-2 on Prince Edward Island. So lots of close games, lots to be determined. Back in action here, Alberta versus Quebec. Corey Morris and Team Alberta looking to protect this 5-1 lead that they've built in the first half of the game, but lots of curling left. So Corey being asked to throw in the top 4 foot, and a little bit heavy, not uncommon to see in the fifth end. Haven't seen it as much here as we did in Winnipeg at the club championships, but could be the experience of these teams. Where normally coming into the fifth end, during the fourth end break, they sweep, but I don't think they've been doing that here, come to think of it either, Jen. So
A couple of times, I don't know if the right time, but I believe how it happens is when your game is just not ice making staff that do it. So for Team Quebec down 4 points, now Brent, they do have to take some chances.
No question. Starts with some corner guards. Sylvie Danielle's going to have to give these ladies a chance by setting up some corner guards just like that one. That's the perfect corner guard there. Alberta's going to decide to keep filling up the rings probably. I don't think you'll see Alberta throw very many guards, at least this end. We'll see. A 2 or 3 score here from Quebec can change things drastically, but they're going to make Quebec earn it and try and put some rocks in play that Quebec's going to have to deal with if they want to score multiple points. So Corey Morris being asked to draw one in front of her first one, top 8. This one's on a much tighter line. I think it would have been easier to make the shot with the other turn potentially. With that corner guard in your eye, it's easy to throw this tighter on line than you wanted to. But Corey's got this one pretty good, pretty close. But if I'm Quebec, I think eventually I'm going to freeze on that one back 4 around the one top 8 and really make it difficult. To do that, I need somebody to peel that corner guard. So let's go around it, see if Alberta will chase and maybe make a mistake.
It's important where this is around the corner guard. If you are planning on playing the freeze and a double shot, so you want to make sure it's not in the spot where you can set the double.
Absolutely. Key to strategy, a big key to strategy is thinking ahead. Not just thinking, okay, if we get one buried here, great. It's like, okay, where can this be? So you want this buried, that would have been perfect depth. You can see, and then if we made the freeze later, it would have been no double. Unfortunately, didn't get buried. So a tricky chase here for Sherry Pickering, but one that's very makeable. Cannot remove the corner guard. So this is one where if she touches this, I think it should go back. I like that no tick rule, but I like it on all free guard zone rocks. Sounds like she's wide enough. She's not going to be on the guard. Looking pretty good here. Make contact, maybe just a little bit overthrown. I'm going to roll back to a bit of a pocket. So it's the out turn draw through the hole there. I think it is. I don't disagree, Jen. This is fine too, though. Then they'll probably peel, and then you make the good freeze in there, but you need to get one in there that Alberta can't chase. That's the walk of sweepers that are walking beside a rock that's too heavy. Not even looking at it. This one's going to be out the back door, and Alberta's going to race up to peel that guard. Slow down, you don't run up there too fast. But even when this is made, and I mean, it has to be made, but you still have an opportunity here for Quebec. You can draw around that top 8 one and to the back one. Sounds like this one's tight, though. I'm not sure they're going to make this peel. Yeah, pretty good. Great sweep there by the Alberta front end. Actually, not the front end. That's Shannon and Corey. Sherry threw it. So this is the shot that we've been waiting for this end. This is the one that if made, there's nothing Alberta can do to take this one out if this is made perfectly. It'll be shot rock, frozen in a pocket behind a bit of a guard. But I think we've pulled the string on this one. So we want to just let this stop and be a guard, which is fine. So it's 4th shot, but Alberta's probably still going to hit it. Shannon Morris just trying to basically peel this one out. Looking pretty good.
here for Quebec to make that freeze. They're just gonna have to come up with a perfect shot, like just one good, really good shot, and they should get two.
Jose is an IT analyst for Quebec Liquor Board. Ooh, I don't want anybody analyzing my liquor board purchases. Proudly working for them for 36 years. And she's been curling for 43 years. Participated in many provincials, but never had a chance to reach our goal of going to the Scotties. So, love that she's still chasing it. This is her second win in the Senior Nationals after a runner-up finish last year. And she's got this one on a great line. Don't be heavy. Just gonna bounce off. So close, just didn't quite have the line. So if you're Alberta, yeah, they peel it out of there, maybe even tick that blue one over and try and get rid of that pocket. Or you can hit no under, which looks like what she's decided. And still gonna leave the same freeze for Quebec. Really doesn't want to nose. You know what? Nose wouldn't be that bad. It wouldn't be at the same depth, but not a lot she can do other than hit this high and roll out. So trying to switch gears here and roll away. Tick that one. Yeah, that's a really good shot. Best case scenario there. And weren't really playing that until the last minute, but that's a heads-up call by Atina. So now they can still come around, but they're coming around. There's no backing. So if it's absolutely.
Quebec doesn't have a choice here. They gotta take some chances. They need 2 points. Same weight as the last one. Just needs to get a little bit tighter to this guard or this rock at the 8 foot, which we're gonna call a guard. This looks a little bit lighter, Brent. I think we're gonna be playing a freeze.
Freeze is going to be third shot, though. Not really helpful.
I didn't think they were going to get it by.
I don't think they did. That just feathered. But not a bad result. Not what they were looking for. I wanted that to be fully buried. Atina's going to play the angle. It's the best result, and here's why. You pick that out of there, which is probably equal difficulty, but the pick on the yellow could jam, number one. But the number one reason this is the best result is it gets rid of the one top 8. If you stick it there, all of a sudden there's nothing for them to come around.
She got to this outside of the target. It has to curl. And nice shot. Didn't stick it in the house. Remove the yellow from play. I don't know if Chantal. I think she's better off to freeze over on the other side. You want to make sure you're shot rock here.
Definitely needs to be shot rock. And then Atina, if this is made really well, Atina will have a choice. You either hit it on the nose and stay shot rock frozen and force them that way, or if you can, you try and blast it out. Then you might see a blank end. Either would be fine with Team Alberta. So here comes intern freeze. As they say, the toughest shot in curling. Need the line and the weight to be perfect. Need it judged perfectly, need to call the line perfectly. Odds of making this perfect when like sweepers are not involved at all is very slim. I think Chantel's overthrown this.
A little bit of heaviness today from a lot of the players. Makes me think that maybe the ice was a bit faster.
It's a good guess. I mean, we haven't seen, Chantel's had great draw weight all week and haven't seen this many struggles, this many guards thrown in the rings. And so maybe it is just getting that little bit faster. If it is getting straighter, generally that leads to a little bit faster, but teams have to make that adjustment. And now, if Athena can put this one in a good spot, just kind of full 8, right on the center line, Chantel's got to draw the forefoot, and we'll have to worry about the shooter here if it's put in kind of in the way. Wants this from same depth as Corey Morris's second one there. Full 8 so that Chantel won't be able to nose it. Chantel wants, probably more than anything, would like to see this slide into the top of the forefoot right to the button so that she can play a hit against 3 rather than a tough ball right to the forefoot. This one's curling early. There's a sweeper here. I'm thinking we really don't want to oversweep this one. Let's try and make this perfect at the end, but don't oversweep it. Don't oversweep it. Well done. That is so good.
Those are really hard. I mean, as a skip, you want to make sure you're drawing to basically a foot. You have no room for error. You're a little bit deep, it's a nose hit. If you're a little bit short, it doesn't really do the job. That's very well done from Athena.
I so thought you were going to say it's so hard for the sweepers, but you skipped, eh?
Hard for the sweepers, too.
It's a precision shot. You're drawing to, 1 foot margin for error to make it good. And that's really, if you could walk it down, I don't know that you'd change much there. Maybe you'd split it on center line, but that's well done by Athena and the Alberta front end sweepers. And
Changes the turn for Chantel.
this is a must make. A miss here, and this game's all but over. Minus curling. This is getting tight, Jen. We got a big problem here.
Yes, we do. They really have to sweep this front. I don't know. They're going to have to rub off. I think that is going to be 3, but it's close on the back.
I think it is 3, and the weight was good, and just needed to have a broom on that early. Unfortunate for Quebec, but very fortunate for Alberta, and things continue to be all Alberta this game. That's going to be an 8-1 lead after 5 ends for the team from Alberta, and Quebec needs a bit of a miracle here. Let's see what they can do when we come back for the 6th end in a moment.
At every OK Tire store, you'll find a local owner who lives in your community, proudly offering full auto service. And when you shop with us, you're shopping local. OK Tire. Service, repair, and tires. It's going to be okay.
I love that curling is a team sport, that we're able to travel the world with friends and family and experience the journey with fans as well. The sport demands so much, whether it's fine motor skills or both physically and mentally taxing. And it's just a fun social sport that you're able to kind of make an extended family all over the world.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
I'm gonna draw the button here, I would assume, Jen.
I think that's the plan. And again, for Alberta, I think it's an opportunity to score some draws late in this game. They think it's heavy, so they're trying to take it right through to not create a pocket. Heads up by the sweepers. It really doesn't change a whole lot for Alberta.
Throw another corner guard here. I don't mind this. Make them peel a guard or two. It's not the easiest shot to make.
Hoping for a miss on the corner guard too, or you did off 2 corners to come around.
I think you'll see them try this once, Jen, probably, and if they make the peel, then switch to the come around. Audible here. A little heavy, makes the little tap. It leaves a makeable double.
It is definitely there. There are lots of ways. I just can't even find a weight today. And you know, Alberta's just a few draws too. Maybe it's, I don't know. I always wonder if something's changed. This looks a little bit wide.
Not going to make any noise here.
Take out the back one. It does.
Slight opening for Quebec. Got to get around that corner guard, don't you?
Well, I think you gotta throw the guard. I would probably play the counter out. Only because of the score press. They need a really big end. Can't really be patient.
2 is not really enough. If you walk through, there's 3 ends left. 2 here, so then Quebec would be down 5 with 2 ends to go without the hammer. You'd have to steal 3 and then steal 2 to tie. I don't know the odds on that, but they're not good. If you get 3 and then steal 2, that's the only, to me, the only way this game continues past this end is if Quebec can score 3 points. So, I mean, that's a good shot. Called and made. Alberta's going to hit something, try and peel something. Atina really wants to know what they can see of each one of these stones. There is enough room to make the double still, so see if Shannon can pick Sherry up here after a miss. Sign of a great curling team is when somebody misses, the next guy, whether it's you throwing again or one of your teammates, picks you up by making the next one. See if Shannon can do that. This one's out there.
The best part of being on a team, right, is that feeling that you have each other's backs, you're not alone out there. This has to grow too, Brent. I don't know.
Carbon copy, unfortunately, and a big opportunity for Quebec to score not just 2 or 3, but I don't know, but 4 is not out of the question. Alberta almost has to switch to drawing here, Jen.
I think they do. It's the wrong way to miss that for Alberta. Even if you over curl and got the top, the high guard, it's fine. So this time around, at the end of the day, it just needs to be buried, Brent, even if you're behind the tee line.
I think I like it behind the tee line. Try and entice them into drawing and maybe get a mistake.
And you need room for multiple stones. You say room for 2, but they need room for 4. So they just need to get this by the guard. Really curling. I don't think it's got enough weight, Brent.
Doesn't have the right line either. And okay, but if they make that it's fairly simple double peel, if you miss it, you might roll one into the rings. It still might draw here, but you gotta. I think somebody touched a rock or something. They're trying to figure this one out.
Players figured it out on their own. I think you'll see the double peel here.
They are going to switch to the draw. The peeling's not going so well, ladies. Let's try something different. The challenge with that peel, I think, is if you hit like a quarter or a third, you might just spill it into the rings, leave the other one buried. They'd still be drawn around. So, I don't know. Do we like this, Jen?
I do.
I don't imagine this is a shot that, you know, the absolute best teams in the world wouldn't play this shot very often. Play the peel, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, you have to feel that peel so hard it's not just going to dip.
And that's the difference, yes.
Line is a little bit wide. They're not going to get buried. They will stop for shot rock. Not bad.
Yeah, something that eventually Quebec's going to have to deal with.
If you could play the come around right now.
Yep, I like that too, Jen. Maybe you can even leave it a little bit open, entice them to chase, and maybe they wreck and spill one in. And you got to kind of try some trickery.
They call the timeout. Alternate player Joel Favreau. I played with Joel for a little bit, 1 year, and it's just an amazing one of my favorites.
Lots of curling experience too. We played in a couple of Scotties. She names you as one of her biggest influences in curling, Jen. She also knew you were coming, so I don't know. That may have influenced, one may have influenced the other. Probably not, though. Not sure. I mean, the conversation is hit and roll or come around. Those are the only two shots. I guess you could freeze, but I think if you make the come around, leave it half open even. I mean, just if it goes buried, it goes buried. And then have Alberta have to make a decision. Let's see what they've come up with here. I think they're going with the come around. So here we go. See if we can get one buried, and still got two more after this. It's 4 is not out of the question. Not getting this quite buried, but if they get a piece buried, I like the entice to chase. So that's a good spot. I like that spot a lot, Jen.
They might feather the guard.
So she is going to chase it. So you can see what I was saying. It might be a little bit too far out of the house. You'd have to wreck pretty hard to spin that in. But if you hit about a third of that guard, maybe even a quarter with kind of control weight, which that looks like the speed she's throwing here. You might spin that into the rings. You'll need some kind of hit for Quebec to lie 4. So we'll see how this goes. Does not really need to save her shooter, but it sure would be nice if she could in lie 2. Good looking throw there, right, Tina? A lot of weight. A lot of weight on this one. And she's going to pick it out. Good shot. I think so too. This one you probably want to get buried, and then you hope she makes a little bit of a mistake on, she'll probably draw. Not really gonna have a choice. You know, if she makes a little mistake and leads to some kind of double, regardless of how tough it is, you got to give it a go. As I mentioned, I think if they get 3 here, you play the next end, you might be able to make, you know, get a break and steal 2 potentially. And then you'd have to do it again in 8 to tie the game, but just scoring 2 here and being down 5, that's a bit of a game breaker, I think. I'm almost always wrong when people quit. Maybe I give up too soon, Jen. What do you think?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'll do some self-reflecting and we'll figure it out. This needs to curl a bit, but line's pretty good.
The line's great. You just need some speed. You need to get it in there. Not bad, Brent. Not shot rock, but not bad.
Yeah, and I don't think it matters if it's shot because, like I said, 2's not enough, so that back one's going to have to go away to score 2 anyway. 3 anyway, sorry. Difficult chase. This one's a little bit harder. It's a little bit more buried. I think maybe I would draw here. Jen, what do you like?
I would draw as well, Brent. I just think this is very difficult, and it's not worth taking the risk of chipping them in. If you're shot rock already, all you have to do is get a piece buried and you should force.
And the only, even if you corner froze on this one, like you just have to count 1 to hold them to 2. Oh, timeout. They want to talk about it. Doesn't look as good from the hack as I thought, Athena says. I think they're going to end up drawing here, but time will tell.
I really like the draw. I just don't see. It's very difficult to say. You're probably going to give up 2 anyway.
Yeah, that's my thought. And you still can't wreck. I think they're going to end up
Right
playing
there.
the draw. Yeah, right there. And
Right
anywhere.
Such great control of the draw weight.
So here comes a good draw here. We'll put this W in the books, I think. Anything that's second shot and just even a millimeter buried, 2 millimeters buried, an inch buried will take away any double. There's no real raise opportunities. Big shot to earn some extra rest. These teams will all be back on the ice tonight. And we'll be back here 8:30 Mountain Time, 11:30 Eastern. Sweeping for line, but I think line is perfect.
Line looks great.
Even some room, needs to curl. Line was getting really good, a little bit more curl.
This is the story of the game, Brent. When they needed a big shot from their skipper, Tina Johnson has just come through.
That's a great shot. It didn't quite curl enough. There is a double for 3 here.
Very difficult. Yes, it is there.
She can just see the whole rock, and she needs to hit just the whole rock. So needs to just get by that yellow one, top 8 foot, and right on the nose, have that blue rock come straight back on the center line, clip the back one, roll out the side. It'll be 3 points for Quebec, and at least maybe a little scare for Alberta. But a very, very tough shot here for Chantal Osborne and Team Quebec. That's close. Needs to curl a little bit. Needs to curl a little bit. Oh no, she made it. What a shot.
What a shot. That will be a big score of 3 for Team Quebec, and they will take this game to the next end. Still trailing by 4. 8.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at Everest Funeral.
So Quebec's got the start of a massive comeback. They got the 3 points on the board to keep the game going. See what they can muster here. Sylvie with a good start, got one on the center line. Great shot from Corey there. So being asked for another center guard here, trying to bite the center line past this one, little separation, knowing that later on they're going to try the double peel. So let's make it as hard as possible. These are going to end up pretty close together though, not exactly what they were looking for. So Corey going to try and hit the 4-foot again, block that button, throw 2 in there above the tee line that Quebec has to deal with. And then as soon as they can, it should be their next shot, they're going to try that double peel. Line looks good if the speed is good.
Nice shot. That one was a little bit deep. Allows us to reach up to 15 for Team Quebec. another one in there. Looks like it might come up a bit short. No, the weight looks good, Brian.
Can it get by? Will it get by the top 4 foot? That's a great shot. What a sweeping effort there.
Wow.
I was with you. That looked short the whole way. So Sherry Pickering being asked to make the double peel here. This looks really good, Jen. That's going to be success. Great shot there. Opens things right up for Team Alberta. So Quebec needs to put this guard back. And Alberta needs to peel it again. Quebec needs to put it back, and Alberta needs to peel it. We're going to see that for a while. Later on in the end, though, somebody's going to have to make a move because Alberta does have the ability to hit their top 4 foot one and pick out shot rock. Any score here will end this game for Alberta.
I feel to see Alberta will keep peeling this guard no matter where it is. Very difficult though for Quebec to lie too.
Extremely difficult. And to me, a steal of 1 is not enough. Ooh, this is a break. Where's this going?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Bumps it to Frozen. And how are you doing? Now we got an end here. Big mistake there.
Seems to be right on the yellow, and if they can ever tap it just a little bit, we might lie 2. Don't have to move that back blue very far, Brett.
No, not at all. And as long as you keep it lined up, that's the key. You can see that guard roll to it. That was as bad a spot as you could hope for if you're Alberta, but about as good a spot as you can hope for if you're Quebec. Line's a little bit wide on this one. Weight looks so good though. Not quite. If that got the line, that would have been so good. Still in there pretty good. And the question for Alberta is, what do we do? Do we peel the guard? We'd like to. They're not lying 2, which is your saving grace at this point. So just peel the top one. Shannon Morris being asked to just peel this top one.
I think so. I think with the score, I think you feel it's going to be a little bit tricky, I think, on the last. This is looking much better.
Got to keep guarding if you're Quebec. Bit of a challenge. I can't tell how close those two are, but any contact on this right yellow one as we're looking down towards the skip's end will kill the one yellow for sure. Just wondering if contact on the other side. They're very close together, so there's no pick on the other side. We're going to need to blast that, hit that pretty thick to knock it up at least 1. I think Alberta's probably pretty happy if they give up steal of 1 here at this point.
Yeah, and right now it looks like it's going to be very difficult for Quebec to get 2.
And a good guard because they can hit shot rock, but hitting shot rock doesn't go anywhere because it's angled and frozen. They could chase that one. Then you might freeze another one on shot rock would be I'd be a little bit concerned with that. Just peel the guard here, Jen?
I think so.
What is what is Quebec's shot? If we keep peeling guards, if this was their last shot and this guard was gone, what would Quebec play to lie more than one?
Kind of double tap.
That would be hard and might leave a shot to score and should leave a fairly makeable shot to not give up a steal of more than one. So I'd be okay with that. And because of that, I would peel the guard. This one's cool. And they might peel the guard. Don't want to feather the guard.
Gotta get this by.
They did. Great sweep.
I
Sticking.
actually think that's worse, Frank.
In some ways, I do too.
Now Quebec freezes, and you can't get either one of them.
Yeah, that was my concern.
That's the only thing that was actually helpful, in my opinion.
I agree, Jen. This is now opened up. If a perfect freeze is made here, if you're Alberta, what do you do next? You know, if you're Quebec, you want to probably bump it in lie two, because if you actually no, maybe not. Make the perfect freeze, and maybe Alberta will say, well, maybe we should guard this, and then maybe you make an angle run back or something to lie three, and you might be able to outside chance at stealing three here if you make some great shots. You need some minor miracles and some fantastic shots made, so maybe this is the way. Line's getting very good though. Actually over curling here, if anything. Left it short, unfortunate. Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, you could just pick the top one and maybe tickle the back one accidentally on the way by. If you guard, and Chantal ever made a really good run back, they would lie three. I don't really want to risk that. Interesting situation, kind of out of nowhere. Until we saw that nose peel straight back instead of the peel, Alberta was in really very little danger. But as we're continually learning this week, curling turns on a dime. Got this one picked out. Will it just clip it to loosen it up? Not quite.
Now Chantal has an opportunity to play the same shot. I think if she makes it good, they could easily score two.
So just freeze right on the nose, bump it one rock, just enough to lie two and keep it all lined up. And I don't know how Alberta's going to get either one of them out. Same line, just needs a little bit more.
Everest.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Jerry there?
Hey Brent, you hear me?
Can you hear me, Jerry?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, good. So it sounded like Jen's mic wasn't working much at all.
Okay.
So like when she was talking, we could hear her, but it was background likely through your mic.
Okay, can you hear us at all, Jen?
I can now, yeah.
So she says she hears us now. We just switched headsets. And I can hear you fine, like nothing's changed here, but now she can hear